Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to Sports Talk with me, Rical, man. What's going on? As a Jet fan, it's not a pretty moment. Week after week, I'm watching the same disaster, the same debacles, the same, what if? It's tiring. At what point does Aaron Glenn says, okay, I'm taking the defense over from Steve Wilks? Last year, you watch Jeff Albrecht and Robert Saleh. The defense there was a lot of scheme, right? A lot of scheme. There was some pressure. Right now, they look lost. The Jets defense cannot stop a nosebleed. Baker Mayfield, week after week, the guy found a way to win games for his team. Week after week, Baker Mayfield have found a way to win games for his team. You saying to yourself, with him, with the Cleveland Brown, and playing for the Panthers, those teams didn't have a head coach or anything to a good head coach to help him. And I think that being with the Bucks, being at Tampa Bay, Todd Bowles loved Baker Mayfield. Todd Bowles trusts him, and he's doing everything possible to make sure that Baker Mayfield is successful. They built the offensive around him. You know what I mean? They built the offense around Baker Mayfield, who's done everything, to make sure the team win, the defense, all that stuff. But as for the Jets, yes, when you look at it, we had opportunity, to a lot of costly penalties, right? Clemens, another 15-yarders, it's like, come on, this guy can't catch a break. We had an opportunity to score a touchdown, but we scored field goals. Going to the third quarter, the Jets down 20-6. The defense cannot stop a nosebleed. I'm saying again, at what point does Aaron Glenn, who's supposed to be a defensive guru, and Steve Wilks, who's supposed to be a defensive guru, at what point, does Aaron Glenn step in to either take over the defense or help Steve Wilks? At what point do you do that? 27-29. Yes, Will McDonald scored a touchdown. It's frustrating, man. It's very frustrating to see week after week. Week after week is the same thing. Whereas Will McDonald step up, block field goal, return for a touchdown. That's it. I didn't see anything else special with the defense. So I was guarding the court. It's a disaster. As a Jets fan, this is the product you put out there. When you look at the game, Tyrod Taylor, 26 out of 36, 197 yards, pedestrian numbers, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. You can't throw interceptions, when the game matters, when you need the game. Fans are saying, "Oh, you should have went for 2." Week 1, we tried twice. We didn't make it. Who says we? You know what I mean? So you look at it. Tyrod Taylor rushing, he was 8 for 48. Braylon Allen was 6 for 30. Breece Hall, who was on the contract year, was 9 for 21, 2.3 yards per carry. At what point again do you bench Breece Hall for Braylon Allen? Give Braylon Allen the majority of the yardage. Breece Hall is not going to cut it. His camp talking about $12 to $15 million a year. Why in that? There's a lot of bleeps I'm not gonna say, man. Why would you even waste time? I have kids who watch this channel. So I'm not gonna curse. I'm not gonna do all of that. I'm gonna keep my composure. But why would you waste time to pick up his 5th-year option to even give him to give him a contract? To give him, like, I wouldn't even give Brees Hall $500,000. What you don't want to trade him or cut him and he go somewhere else and ball out, right? But it's like, come on. There's supposed to be a contract year where you step up, you play big, and there's nothing there. To give you 9 carry for 21 yards, 2.3 yards per carry, second and 1, third and 1, fourth and 1, you still can't even get that bum out of here, man. Garrett Wilson was 10 for 84. He scored a touchdown. Alan Lazar's back. He scored a touchdown, but it was only 2 for 13. The Jets are 0-3. They tie for the Miami Dolphins in the bottom of the league, bottom of the division, 0-3. Dysfunction after dysfunctional. Now, I thought, yes, at this point, the only team I think the Jets could beat probably the Miami Dolphins, who are as bad as them. But I think that, in terms of coaching, I think they're even better than the Jets. The Jets look lost. Aaron Smith, yes, okay, player didn't know where to be, where to line up. Again, all fall on the coaching. What are you teaching? You look at the Jets, 27-29, whatever. Last minute, of course, going to the third quarter, we were 6-26, 26-6. We came back to take the lead, but the problem is you fumble the ball. See, the Jets cause a fumble, the Bucs recover. It's always like that, man. We cause fumbles and the ball, we don't recover. We don't get those fumbles. But the Jets fumbled the ball, lost it, and Tyrod Taylor threw a pick. So that's too costly. You give up the ball twice, fumble and an interception. You're not gonna win like that because you're not a good team. Yes, we were able to come back a little bit, but again, because the Bucs were, players were going down. You look at total yards. The Jets had 267 total yards, while the Bucs had 347. Passing, the Jets were 168. The Bucs 225. Baker Mayfield has done everything possible week after week to make sure you win games for the Buccaneers. That offense is tailored to him. They believe in him. This is your team. He's a quarterback. You give him $100 million. It shows that the Cleveland Browns didn't know what they were doing with him. It shows the Panthers didn't know what to do with him. You know what I mean? So everywhere he went, they didn't know what to do with him. It's a disaster, man. It's a disaster. You look at the rushing, 99-yard rushing total and they had 48. I mean 120, 122. The reason we only had 99 because Tyrod Taylor ran for 8 for 48. Braylon Allen had 30. Brees Hall only had 21. And y'all can't ask him for $12 to $15 million. Get rid of this bum, man. First down. The Jets had 21 first down with the Bucs 19. The Jets were sacked 4 times. We only had 1 sack. You sacked 4 times where you had to punt the ball. You fumble the ball, and you throw an interception. You're not going to go anywhere with that, and you can't run the ball. Brees Hall is supposed to be a premier running back, asking for $12 to $15 million. With what? I wouldn't even give Brees Hall $500,000 at this point. The Jets look lost. There's nothing there. There's nothing there. Week after week, I'm watching the same disaster. Yes, of course, Justin Fields decided, okay, to Justin Fields got a concussion, but before the concussion, what was he doing? Nothing. It's the same thing. We fighting from behind. The Jets came from behind. They're close to win the game because the Buccaneers player they were getting hurt, a lot of injuries, a lot of stuff going on, a lot of penalty, but they were giving the games. But when it matters, when it mattered, Baker Mayfield did what he needed to do. Their defense stepped up to do what they needed to do. They caused a fumble and an interception. They sacked the Jets quarterback 4 times. Tyrod Taylor was sacked 4 times. Pressure was coming. They did what they needed to do. The Jets couldn't cover, with the exception of Garrett Wilson, who was 10 for. He caught 10 passes for 84 yards with a touchdown. Everybody else was pedestrian numbers. Johnson was 2 for 32. Breece Hall had 4 for 31. Allen Lazard was 2 for 13. And like I said, there's nothing to speak of. Yeah, people could blame Aaron Smith. Yeah, he's a rookie. He's learning. He didn't know where to line up, where to be. That's coaching. And that's something that Darren Muji, as a general manager, Aaron Glenn as the head coach, you gotta step up to get better players. Yes, they inherited what they have right now, but right now you're supposed to be the violent football team. That's when I watched the Detroit Lions, I saw a violent football team. So, was it Aaron Glenn? Or the cast he had with him? So it's looking like it was the cast that had nothing to do with Aaron Glenn. Similar to Robert Saleh with the 49ers, he had the cast coming to the Jets. It was a different team, night and day. Granted, to his credit, Robert Saleh had pressure. It was a lot of scheme. But you were getting pressure. The Jets can't even sack Baker Mayfield. The Jets can't even stop a nosebleed. They're getting run on week after week after week. Week 1, the Steelers ran all over them. Aaron Rodgers torched them for a 4 touchdown. Loss. Week 2, Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills did anything. They were reading a book. Josh Allen was reading a book with his teammates. While reading the book, decided, okay, I'm going to air it out. Torch the Jets. And today, you look bad. The New York Jets look bad, incompetent, man. I'm tired of it's the same old Jets. It's the same crap week after week after week after week. At what point, it's ridiculous, man. It's a disaster. Week after week after week after week, you say to yourself, the defense is the weakest link of the team. Yes, the offense is on life support. You know what I mean? The offense on life support. But they stepping up. Anytime, besides week two they look lost. They couldn't do anything. Justin Fields was 1.1 in QBR rating. That's terrible. Before the concussion, I didn't even think he had a concussion. I think this anyway. But anytime your team, your offense put up 20 plus 30 points, almost 30 points, you got to win. 20 plus. Anytime the team, one thing with Rex Ryan, you put up 19 points. The team, they're gonna do their thing. They're gonna win this game. If Rex Ryan was the head coach, the Jets win those games. You gotta give credit to him. He's a loudmouth. He does all of that, but they if Rex Ryan had the type of quarterback we have right now, you give Aaron Glenn a shot. I'm not seeing it. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of time. And once again, Breece Hall, you're not gonna go anywhere with Breece Hall as your running back. It's frustrating week after week to watch Breece Hall carry the ball, doesn't go anywhere. I'm 47 years old. You give me the ball, I'm going to give you 3-4 yards per carry. First down, you run the ball, I'm giving you 4 yards. Ground and pound, I'm giving you 4 yards. Easy. First level, that's it. Once man, I'm giving you 4 yards. Am I going to be hitting home runs? Probably not. But I'm going to give you 4 yards. I still want a 4-4. You know what I mean? But it's like, this is a disaster, man. I'm watching the Bills just taking over the division. New England Patriots second in the division. They might even make the playoffs. The Jets in the bottom with the Miami Dolphins. Bottom. And Josh McDaniels doing anything and everything possible to get fired. He doesn't want to quit. He's tired. He's tired of the whole disaster with the team. They're not firing the GM. The head coach, the ownership, the roster. They're not firing the GM because the GM know where all the bodies are buried. He knows. The whole disaster with Flores. With Brian Flores, when the ownership told him to lose games, all that stuff, the GM was there. He knows. That's why you see Brian Flores right now going in arbitration with the entire NFL. They colluded against this man. He lost his job. He was fired, wrongful termination, and the NFL colluded for him, against him rather. That's why he's winning. They try to block his case. No, the Supreme Court say, hey, the court said, no, you good. They colluded. And they admit to that. They were liable. McDaniel's done. He's tired of this team. You know what I mean? The Miami Dolphins usually fire coaches on a bye week. They don't have a bye week until week 8. So he's tired. He's not going to quit. They forced him to quit. He's not going to quit. He wanted them to fire him. So he can still get paid. He can still get paid. You know what I mean? He wants to go elsewhere. Right now, McDaniel's going to the Bucks. Not the Bucks. He's going to Chicago. Chicago's going to be, he had an opportunity with Chicago or Cleveland. So this is what it is, man. So it's a mess for the Jets right now. It's a mess right now for the Jets. At some point, the Jets need to, Aaron Glenn needs to take over the game, the defense from Steve Wilks. The Jets defense look bad. And I'm tired of it. As a fan, I'm tired of it. Anyway, man, sports talk. Like, subscribe, and share, man. Bill Belichick needs to do a lot, man. You losing, you down, you 0-13, losing games, but you on the sideline with your girlfriend doing all the stuff. Like, what's going on, man? What's going on? The North Carolina making, they looking at it, the AD realized he made a mistake giving hiring Bill Belichick. Robert Kraft told him, don't waste your time. The same way Robert Kraft told the Falcons to not waste their time. They were going to hire Bill Belichick. He said, don't waste your time. He's a disaster. And it's showing. Right on full display, man. Anyway, man, sports talk. Like, subscribe, and share, man. Peace out.